and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast.
Man, how's your starfish? I'm like, what's that? He's like, you fucking asshole.
Agamishu Reku Fala, bitch.
Monkey on the plane! Is there a professional animal masturbator here?
Yeah! Yeah!
Okay!
Ow! It's been a while.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. You gonna eat that crust? My name's Ryan Wilson. Joined with me today, my homie, Seamus Rogers. What up, Seamus?
How's it going, everybody? We're going to talk about shitty jobs today.
Shitty jobs.
That's right. All right, and also joining me, perpendicular to the left behind me, Greg Hoey, ladies and gentlemen. How we doing, Greg?
What's going on, everyone? I'm doing well.
Also, I would like to say that if you just happen to currently be in one of these positions that we may happen to talk about, it could be your thing. It's not our thing, or it could be a temporary thing. We're not hating. It's just our opinion.
Yeah. Or it could pay really well and fuck us. Who cares, if you're making the cash and if you like your job, even if it's shitty, hey, that's what counts because that's really important in life that you like your job.
Yeah. I mean, not many people do.
By the way, I got a job.
Oh my God! Congratulations!
I start in a couple weeks. I mean, it's not from a company. It'll be. I got a job though. I'm working in gardens and stuff again. Moving to Maine in April, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Picking apples.
Well, congratulations!
Yeah, I will be picking apples.
Let's keep the bruises to minimum.
Oh, for
John
sure.
Chapman.
Yeah.
Great. Well, congratulations, Greg. Everybody's super proud. And,
I just wanted to let the world know that I'm not a deadbeat.
The big reveal.
Yeah. What's up, everybody at work?
But
I never wanted to be unemployed. I didn't want to lose my job.
But it was a very mysterious reveal. He didn't really specify or indicate anything much.
Yeah, I'm working. Don't worry about it. In 2 weeks, I got the call.
See, he had to give his parents 2 week notice. He was getting off the couch.
I had to give myself a 2 week notice to let myself know to build up. Like I couldn't take. They asked me like, "You ready to go right now?" I was like, "Are you kidding me? I got to give my fucking self a 2 week notice. I'm coming off the bench.
I got to start going to bed earlier, getting up earlier." Nah, I know you get up early.
Yeah, they're like, "What? You're a fucking morning person, bro. You go to bed at 8:00 at night." Nah, it's 8:30.
Have you noticed your bedtime habits changing slightly since you have been unemployed?
Actually, when I just texted Mel last night, I was like, "Good night," and she's like, "Holy shit!" With this daylight savings thing, he's like, "You're like a baller with like time. You're like staying up till like 11:00 every night." It's like, yeah, pretty much.
Is that because of day naps?
No, I don't nap at all during the day. I can't sleep during the day. I'm the opposite of a vampire. I don't very
often because I feel like I'm wasting the day.
Exactly. I don't want to waste the day. That's why I wake up early. And my dog gets me up at 6:30.
Right.
Anyway, but now it's like.
That's why I hate being hungover, wasting the day.
Yeah.
Weird.
Fuck that. There's not enough time in the day.
All right. Great.
I want it back.
Let's talk about maybe the worst job you ever had. Greg, I feel like you have a lot to say on this. Why don't you get us started tonight?
Well, the worst job of my life was out of laziness. When I was like 13 years old.
Not any job.
Well, I was also making $3.75 an hour working at a greenhouse, which is pretty tough. Like it was like, just not the greenhouse I was working in like recently. Like this is like 100-degree greenhouse and just like, you're sweating your ass off. It was my first job. I wasn't like used to working, so I hated it, and it was just really tough work for me.
I mean,
I didn't like it.
That sounds miserable because I hate driving east in the morning and getting like greenhoused by the sun, and it's in my eyes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, so there was parts of that job that weren't that bad, and there were cool people like Josh Eldridge worked there with me and stuff. There were like cool people that worked there. However, like if you got stuck in the greenhouse like during a hot day, like it was like game changing. Like, and then you're like, oh shit. Like, I mean, of course it was back in the day. I must have been like 12, 13 years old. I was only making like $3.75. Sucked.
You could buy a lot of Bazooka Joes with that back then.
Yeah.
Good.
For
Or
sure.
those soda bottles that were made out of wax. They were horrible.
I used to get a Snickers and a can of soda for $1.
That's a good
It's
deal.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, dating myself. What up? I'm old. I'm old as dirt.
It's also a healthy choice.
Of course. I remember my parents or my mom allowed me to charge at the store, and I started like just showing up like charging all the time, and the girl would like
Charging
call
all the time.
I was charging all the time, like just like snacking it up. Like, hey, should I have chips for lunch? Yeah, why not? Yeah, sure.
The 80s were like the Wild West at stores, though. Like, there's nowhere you can go now, or you can't go to a Cumberland Farms. Like, my mom said I can have a charge account here. Like in the 80s, you could go into a store with a note saying, please give my kids cigarettes. And I'm like, yep,
Yeah,
seems fine to me.
right.
Is it still like that in Gonic?
That store is gone. People are living there now, unfortunately.
What it used to be called?
Demula's.
Demula's.
No, that's
There's
wait.
no Demoulas and Gonic.
No, it's what the hell was it called? It was I confused Market Basket's old name there, Demula's. No, it was I don't know. I forgot what it was called. I'm having a brain fart. But yeah, I was there for a while. I was there pretty much my whole life. Then Corona Pizza, which burned
Word.
down.
And now it's like a shady apartment building,
Wicked
isn't
shady,
it?
yeah. I one wheel by there all the time.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Mm.
I'll say that, like, I remember one of my first jobs was working at this restaurant, and it was just the most, cliche restaurant you could work at. Here I am, like 14, maybe 15 years old, and I got this like 25-year-old cook that walks in and he's like, hey, Ryan, how's your starfish? I'm like, what's that? He's like, you fucking asshole. And I was like, oh, I guess this is how this place is. And
Wait. Are you describing Waiting like it was your life?
this was
the movie
this was my
Waiting?
first day of work at the Gateway Family Restaurant.
There's a reason Waiting is an accurate movie and people can relate to it because
Yeah.
that's how a lot of
believe
fucking
it.
restaurants are.
Also, and any of the uncreative people in the service industry previously had no ideas. That movie must have gave them plenty.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, it was like they were letting me drink there when I was 15. They were getting me high there. I get empty whipped
Jesus.
cream cans from the waitresses there here I am, a young buck.
They understood. That position, they probably had a lot of people like coming and going. It's hard to keep someone, so like, just gonna let this dude do his
Yeah,
thing.
sure. I worked there for like a year.
Keep the morale up.
Yeah, I worked with some classy folks too, like the drop an omelet on the floor for the breakfast buffet, and the cook just picks it up and wipes it on his shirt.
Oh,
Sorry, guys, it happened.
You're going to heck for
heck.
that.
HCCK, gross.
This guy would wear like the chef coat with like pants with like chili peppers and zebras on them and shit, just like he was a piece of shit.
Cook pants are
It
weird.
was cool if he wasn't a dirtbag.
Anywho,
You remember
so,
the Rochester House of Pizza?
yeah,
I was working there.
Greasy pizza.
Yeah, RHOP. This lady Stella was working there, and she was such a sexist bitch. Like, so many people work with her, and she would always make the ladies cook, and the guys would like always do like she was just insane.
What would the guys do?
They would do all the heavy lifting, and they would do. She just had like certain things. Like it just didn't matter. Like everyone could do it, but she had like certain tasks, and she would just say like, "No, no, no, guys don't do this, or girls don't do this." She just sucked. She was the worst, and like she just hated me for some reason. Fucking hated me. And one reason, one day I came in for a free pizza, and like I saw that she was there, so I was like, "Oh, okay." I told the girl, I was like, "Hey, don't give me a free pizza. Like I'll pay for it." And I was there to grab my check as well. So I grabbed my check, and Stella asked her, she's like, "What are you doing there for?" She's like, "Oh, he's here for a free pizza." So I got fired for that.
Oh,
It was bullshit. So like I came there, and the whole restaurant. Yeah,
dirty.
exactly. I came there, and the whole restaurant was full. And like I told her off in Greek. It was awesome. I said, "Agamishu Reku Fala, bitch." And she's like,
I remember you practicing this. That's so funny. That brings back
yeah, because
flashbacks.
my roommate's girlfriend Jesse, his girlfriend was Greek, and yeah, she was fucking shocked that I said that. She was with all her Greek friends in the full restaurant. She's like, "Yeah, yeah." I was like, "Yeah," like right in her face. Oh, it's awesome. It's legendary. They still talk about it today.
I wish you had had a body cam.
Yeah, I know.
Seamus, what about you? You have any early shitty jobs you can recall?
I mean, aside from the normal shit, like young boy or teenager, like paper route, that sucked. Doing dishes, that sucked.
Yeah, dude.
But when I was about like 18 or 19, I started work at Prime Tanning. It was like a tanning, warehouse. It was, leather and everything like that. It was awful. I mean, it'd be so hot in some rooms and doing some things, and the smell of the leather was disgusting. And the people you had to work with, it was awful. Like, I remember this one guy, he had like Coke bottle or glasses, and he had like a trucker hat. He was just a sweet dude. And we had to work. There was this machine where we both had to work in conjunction together. And he just kept tugging the leather from me. And it was pissing me off. It's like, you're supposed to go slow and smooth through the machine. I don't even know what the machine was called. I didn't stay there long. Honestly, it was awful. But he kept pulling it from me, and it kept getting snagged. And so I was just getting so frustrated with this guy. And finally got snagged, and I pulled out, we have like these sharp ass knives to cut the leather. So I pulled out a knife. I'm just so annoyed with this guy. I'm like trying to cut the leather loose, and I'm slitting my finger open. And just like, and this is like the first time I had to get stitches. So I'm like bleeding, and I'm like, oh my God, what the hell's going on? I'm like getting all faint and shit. I'm like a fucking Sally when I'm like bleeding or think it's like worse than it is. I get all like sweaty, and I gotta sit down. I'm like, all right, you gotta go to the hospital. I'm like, nah, it's cool. I don't need to go to the hospital. I'm like, it's all good. So finally, I had to go to the hospital. I mean, and they're like, I don't know, I had to get like 5 or 7 stitches or something like that. It was my first time, but I was like, the doctor's like, yeah, you're gonna need stitches. I'm like, nah, I think it's cool if we just wrap it up. I don't think it needs stitches. He's like, you need stitches. I'm like, nah, it's all good. It was my first time, and actually my first time probably ever going to the emergency room. Actually, I take that back. I think I sprayed cleaning shit in my eye like a dumbass when I was a kid in the grocery store.
In the store? Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, at least you're around people, so we get it taken care of quick.
Oh, around my mom, who didn't stop me, I guess. But
I remember you telling me like a story at Prime Tanning. You said like you had like got there and did like a 3 or 4 hour shift, and you were just soaked in sweat within like the first like hour you were there, and just how much you hated it. Yeah.
Oh, it was awful. It was like my sister got me the job at the time, and her boyfriend worked there too, and they'd been there for a while. I'm like, I don't know how they managed. I mean, granted, I don't remember exactly what positions they worked in. I think my sister worked in a different department, but I mean, I was like 18 or 19 years old. All I wanted to do was party. I didn't want to work. I was a lazy little shit. So
Yeah.
that was not a fun.
I
job.
feel like if you're going to work in like a tanning leather machinery shop. You need to go in there with like a certain amount of manliness, and they can kind of tell like this guy ain't man enough to tan leather. Like we know, and then you just look at their hands and they look like tree bark. So,
Right.
Hey.
I went in wearing like Etnies or Vans or something, and they're not actually probably had to wear steel toes in there if I remember correctly.
sure.
You know Arthur Morgan?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, nowadays I carry a pocket knife, but you know the people that work there wear work boots and carry a pocket knife.
Sure. I mean, I've definitely done some work that I wasn't manly enough for. I got asked to help my neighbor do logging one year, and and
I think that was on the top 25 worst jobs in the world.
it was terrible.
Dangerous.
Like, first of all, the scheduling was way off. Like, can you meet me at 10? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And then he'd be like, actually, can you meet me around noon? And then that noon would go by and be like, how's 4 o'clock sound? I'm like, I guess. And he's like, I'd be like,
what are you going to be logging in the dark?
then he's like,
kill me? He's just going to kill you.
Then he's like, what about 8 o'clock? So then I'm out there, like, very
Logging in the
very
middle of the
amateur
night.
chainsaw skills. All right, I used a chainsaw maybe like once or twice in my life, and he's got this huge tractor, and he's like pushing logs towards me, 22-footers, and like I kept getting the saw stuck. He'd be like, "What are you doing, dude?" I was like, "I don't know. It's nighttime. I don't know what I'm doing." And
I can't fucking see.
Running a chainsaw at night.
I'd be climbing up on like,
How old were you?
dude, I was like 28, maybe 29, well past my prime. I might have just he's got me climbing a like 30-foot pile of logs, like picking out good ones, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this shit. And after I got the first payment from him, after
What did you make it a day? He's like, yeah, this isn't gonna
no,
work
I ended
out.
up stacking like 4 cords of wood of like huge logs by myself, pretty much. I'd like, he'd be like, yeah, go make some cords of wood, and then I'd stack and be like, you didn't stack them right. You got to make them tighter. So I'd have to do it again. And then I got paid like $60 after all that. I was like, fuck that. This is not worth it.
I was just gonna ask, like, what did you get paid? Was it like worth it? Fuck
No.
that.
Like,
No.
that's busting as labor and dangerous. You can hurt yourself easily. No health insurance too. It's probably like under the table.
No, yeah, he's a good guy. This was my neighbor, and I was just trying to help him out, but I was clearly way out of my comfort zone, and so that happened.
So it didn't even last a day.
No, it lasted like a week. I did it several times over the course of a week. And then, like, he was even more frustrated because I never drove in a 4-wheeler, and I'm trying to drive a 4-wheeler through all these, like, crazy back trails, and it just kept stalling out and shit. And, oh, man, it was...
Yeah, I had a job for less than 10 minutes once. And let me just say to the audience real quick that, like, you know, I didn't get my work ethic till like I was around like 25, 26. And then I got a job, which I liked, driving in Boston for like 12 years. It was a good job. It just kind of folded, you know, with the economy crashing, the business kind of like, you know, went away, and, you know, I had to go elsewhere. But yeah, I worked at Favorite Foods for like 5 to 10 minutes. Like, I showed up there, and like, again, like I was, you know, young. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was driving the Chevy Lumina. I showed up, and actually I think my sister might even have dropped me off to work. It was like 5-10 minutes down the street. Showed up, and they were like, yeah, like move this, that, and this. And they didn't even show me how to use this pallet jack. And I'm like, and it's a pallet jack, which is fucking simple, you know? Like right now, like I'm a level, I don't know.
Be cooler if they left you with a fork truck.
Oh, Jesus. Well, that would have been hell illegal. Yeah, I'm like a level 99 pallet jack operator right now. Like I fucking can do it backwards with my eyes closed. However, at this point, I couldn't figure out how to do anything. But yeah, so I couldn't figure this shit out. And I was like, I looked around like, hey, is anybody here to help me? Hello? Like, and nobody answered me. So I was like, all right. And I just fucking walked out and fucking left. And yeah, I guess I got fired/quit. I don't know.
10 minutes, huh? Like, I give up on this pallet.
Yeah. Again, like I said, like I didn't get my work ethic, or apparently my I don't know. I gave up pretty quick on that one. I couldn't see myself at Favorite Foods. I knew right away. could see the future.
Wasn't a match.
Word.
I knew I was
Well,
going to be a podcaster.
They're a shitty
and make a
food
dollar.
distributor.
Yeah, fuck them. Anyway, I knew
I
already.
know
I
all
see them in
about 'em.
Boston now. Yeah, they suck.
They suck.
Fuck you, favorite foods. Bleep that.
I'd also have to say, like, one of the all-time worst jobs that I ever had was customer service, which I spent way too long doing, working in
Yeah.
convenience stores
I
and
think
shit.
that would be awful.
It was my last job.
That like I bet you there's probably like an 80% suicide rate in customer
Oh my
service.
god.
I was pretty good at it, to be honest. Like,
I would hate to have to deal with people all day long.
oh yeah, well that's the thing. Like, you know,
Fuck.
some people are just completely unreasonable and shit like that. Like, I got
Yes,
yelled
sir.
at and threatened more times than I can count. I worked for some crazy fucking convenience store owners too.
That's just like stress and abuse every day. That sucks.
Yeah, it can. I, you know, the good thing was both the places I worked at didn't have a really customers always right policy, so we were kind of allowed to mouth off and kick them out if they were dinks. I remember I was working with my friend Oklahoma Joe, and we had this guy come in. He's like, "Oh, is 93 the best kind of gas you guys have here?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, Joe's like, "Yeah, that's the best we got." Well, so this guy's like, "My car pings on anything below 97." And Joe's like, "Well, I suggest you ping your ass across the street to that car dealership there and get a new car."
Maybe I'm wrong. Isn't 93 like premium at most gas
I don't
stations?
know. Maybe there's a grade we don't know about, Seamus, because we're not the upper echelon of
Well, I'm sure
society.
there
Yeah, I
is,
thought
but
93 was the highest grade.
We don't get it. We don't get it here in Connecticut. It's all 10% ethanol.
Yeah, that was like 10 years ago anyway, though, probably, right? 10, 12 years ago?
10.
Maybe
This
longer.
was this is like 25 years ago.
Yeah, customer service is the fucking worst, dude. People, even if you give them free shit or whatever, they complain about everything.
Sure.
Yeah, well, no, I would hate that.
I worked for an Arabic fellow named Basil, and I'd be sweeping floors like, "Oh, no, my friend, what are you doing? You are doing it out wrong." And then he'd take the broom and he'd sweep very briskly. He's like, "It is like this, my friend. You must do it like this." And then, like, you know, customers would leave a penny and make you put it back in the register. He'd be like, "It is all pennies, my friend. Every little bit is pennies." And he was just such a cheap motherfucker.
Oh, and you mean instead it's supposed to go on the tray, he puts it in
Yeah.
the register?
Interesting story. I don't know if this is like karma in a way, but I was in Rochester and I was waiting at a stoplight and I see this Mercedes Benz was hit by a train. And I'm reading the paper the next day and it says, Basil Al-Karabi, driver of a Mercedes Benz, was hit by a train in downtown Rochester. While no injury was sustained, his car was totaled. I'm like, that's
How the hell do you get hit by a train and have no fucking injuries? Was he Bruce Willis Unbreakable?
Well,
perhaps.
clearly he was napping and the train was probably going like 7 miles per hour.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, customer
good stuff.
service is the worst,
Or-
dude. That fucking...
Or maybe it just clipped like the end of it and spun him around or something.
No, the front end was completely like crushed. So, anywho's,
He was playing chicken with the train.
I did the Blockbuster customer service, but Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow, is my last job with a customer service. And man, the customers are so needy. Everything like growers think they're just so important just because they grow weed. They think they're so fucking cool. And yeah, they're wicked needy. What's up?
When I was working at this Getty too, I had like blue dreadlocks at the time. And I remember this like a middle-aged son and his dad comes in, and the dad's a little old man. He just stops what he's doing and looks at me. He's like, "Look at you with that Jew hair." He's like, "I had to chase a Jew 10 miles down the road if I saw that kind of hair back in my day." And the dad, his son, just turns around and is like, I'm really sorry. Just like walks him out the door. I'm like,
whoa. Back
So,
America
yeah.
was great for him.
well, what?
So I got some jobs that I had never done, but I just imagine they would be pretty terrible.
Oh, do tell.
And I'm sorry, I don't want to offend anyone, but I'm going to go through these. You know, I'm going to start with one I think probably just that one, probably the worst job ever. I'm going to go with sign spinner. So people got to stand out on the curb, whether it's cold or raining or whatever, and spin a sign for a store that's going out of business or something. Who knows? Them along with sports mascots. That's got to suck.
I mean, the humiliation factor has got to suck, and I'm sure you're making shit for money. But I mean, essentially,
Right, at
that's
least-
like one of those truck. It's like a flagger, right? What are those, is that what they're called? They like at a construction
folk?
site where they're just sitting there with a sign like the slow, and they just fucking switch it from fucking stop to slow. What are the?
Oh yeah, traffic director. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awful, man. I did that at Powder Ridge down here. I used to work at a ski resort when I was like, I lied. I was like 15. I lied. I got the job when I was like, I said I was 16. But yeah, so I got free snowboarding. It was awesome, except for the work. I mean, I had to like check tickets and like push traffic in the lot. But I mean, I'd be out in the parking lot. And that's funny you brought this. We're talking about shitty jobs. I forgot all about this. I mean, I wouldn't call it a shitty job because I snowboarded like every day. It was awesome.
The perks.
But when I first had to work the parking lot, man, it would get so cold and boring out there. It was dreadful.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
You're just standing still in the winter and just getting cold and like having to pointing people around. Half of them don't listen to you anyways. So are you gonna listen to a freaking 15-year-old kid?
The closest I came to that is I worked at this school for a while, and in one year, they're like, Ryan, we want you to go and be part of the Halloween parade. Like, and I didn't, like, everybody had to do community service of some sort. So I was like, yeah, sure, I guess. And so it was a big Halloween day parade through town. And they give me a stop sign and a coat, and they're like, all right, well, you're going to be directing traffic and letting kids cross the street. Yeah, dude. It was beyond awful. Like, everyone would beep and be like, get the fuck out of the road. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to help these kids survive across the street. And the worst part was the crosswalk was right in front of a bar. And this guy kept going in and getting more hammered every time he'd come out to smoke a cigarette. He'd be like, hey, buddy. It's like, look at some of them girls there, huh? I was like, yeah, man.
Oh,
He's like, I like the 18-year-olds. I'm like, oh, right on, man. Like, he's like, or a little younger if no one's looking. I'm like, oh God. It's like,
Jesus,
fuck away from me, dude. It was
creepy.
Yeah, dude. It was a nightmare, and it made me.
Like, I want to be a politician.
Yeah, that's just like that. That's why like it's got to be suck to be a rookie cop. Because they're out there doing that shit.
Excuse me, sir. Step out of the vehicle, please.
You're also probably getting a lot of overtime.
Sure. Overtime's nice.
But, I mean, nowadays with the lack of respect and everything going on, being a cop's got to be one of the worst.
Oh, yeah, it's
jobs.
tough. It's a tough job.
Sorry, boys in blue. I respect you. It's got to suck sometimes.
Sure. Oh, for sure.
I think we all have some issues we need to work out.
Spit in and shit.
I think
that?
we all have some issues we need to work out. Us normal folk and people in positions of power. But that's the lowest of low, is fucking with people's food and shit. I could never bring myself to do that, no matter what. And you know what? If you're cool to that cop who you give him to a coffee every day, like, you know what? If he pulls you over, he's gonna be a hell of a lot cooler than the guy who spits in his coffee every day.
Right.
That's true.
They're people just like us.
What does it cost you to be kind?
I always kiss ass to my food servers, no matter what. Anyway, because I imagine it's kind of like a shitty gig, at least because I have to deal with a bunch of fucking assholes all the time. So I'm always over the top polite to everyone serving me food or serving me anything.
This is why I rarely send anything back. I'm always paranoid.
Oh, a hair? Oh, sweet. Can I get an extra hair with that, please? Maybe some honey mustard with that to dip it in.
I asked for an extra side of pubes.
Ooh, short and curlies, please. Curly fries. Go with the curly fries. Speaking of food, one of the jobs I looked up that is pretty shitty would be a pet food tester. Like, these people, I didn't realize, I didn't know they'd
What is expected there? Like, you're eating dog food, be like,
yeah, dude. I was reading about it. Some people actually like the taste of dog food, or they like to eat it. Some people just don't. Like, it's just good pay, man. I'm just doing it because it's good pay.
This is sexual fetish. They also like leashes.
Yeah, there were some weird ass jobs that I was like, what the fuck? It's not really connected to pet food tester, but there was an animal masturbator. Like what like what kind of job is that? Like what do you do? Hey Ricky, what do you do? Oh, what do I do? I like to talk about it. I jerk goats off. It's like
Again, what if you're into that sort of thing?
that's creepy. Like he was fucking look at Jesse over there. He's fucking jerking off this cow.
There's
He
someone
fucking
out
likes
there
it. Jesse's creepy as fuck. He's a weirdo.
There's someone out there that's like, most of the time I'm just sitting around on standby. Sometimes I gotta jerk off a bowl or something, but it's not that bad.
Excuse me, sir. Do we have a professional animal masturbator here? Do we have a professional animal masturbator here? I'll do it.
Help! This bowl has real blood balls! We need a professional animal masturbator! Quickly!
Sir, I am. I've been doing it for 12 years. I know what I'm doing.
This monkey on the plane! Is there a professional animal masturbator here? He's being
Again,
a bully!
this is the second day in a row. This is working out great for me. I love to do it. It's me. I'm here again. Sweet. Another successful client.
All right, but there is generations of like farmers who just have to do it to keep their livestock going, though, guys. Come on.
Well, that's
little
different.
respect.
Like
They just go dead in the eyes and do it, and they carry on with their day.
Like, sir, I'm a farmer / animal masturbator. Like it goes with the job. It's in the job. It better pay well. It better be not. It better be better than flipping fucking burgers at McDonald's because you can make decent money doing that.
Yeah, but what if you're in like the busiest McDonald's around and you're just constantly flipping burgers, whereas this guy's like on his phone, just sitting back, like, okay, Randy, you're looking like you need a jerk. Guess it's almost lunchtime. Let's come over here and I'll check you out.
Yeah, it's like kids in the hall.
And then he goes back to Tetris. I mean, he does it in like 2.5 minutes, and that's lunch break, whatever.
It's all in the day's job. It's like that kids in the hall bit when he's like, they do something kinky with like 2 cats and a dog. He's talking about how they make the Gleeman-X. Like, how do they make it?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And they're like, they make some monkeys jerk off to some like animal porn with like 2 cats and a dog or some shit like that.
Great movie. Happiness
Amazing
Pie.
movie. Brain candy.
I mean, speaking of gross jobs, like a portable toilet cleaner.
Yeah.
I like having to lie to everyone you ever meet or date about what you do for a profession.
Yeah, that's on my list too. Yeah, that's so gross. Oh,
People used to ask, it was funny because people used to ask me what I do for a living, and I'd be like, I clean latrines. You're like, what?
Hey.
Like, yeah, travel around to venues and clean latrines, but I never did.
You got the stomach. You got the
sorry not to
stomach
put it
for
down.
it, though. I mean, it doesn't. It's a job.
Right. I could never do surgery either. I think that would be a terrible job, aside from the money, but there's probably stress and.
what if it's
What's
your
that?
kink? You're like, and I get all this extra shit to bring home. If it's your kink, like if you're like shit your kink, and
you're disgusting. You're talking about
yeah, if you're a poor so I'm just saying just like the animal jerker.
Nobody likes other people's scat. Nobody likes other people's scat. That's disgusting.
Somewhere everybody loves their job, even if it's bad and gross. I'm not saying I like to do it. I don't like shit play.
I didn't think you did. I think I would know that by now.
I did. I made it past.
Play with your dog poop.
Yeah. Every time I'm like, ugh, ugh. Yeah. I didn't make it fucking 2 seconds into 2 girls, 1 cup. I said no.
Yeah, I got a few. I just on my list. I hate painting. I think painting would suck. Yes, painter. Sorry, Tobin. I love you. I know it's got to be different. Like when you have the right gear, and you're just used to doing setup every day. You have the trucks or the vans, and you have the sprayers. But I hate painting my house. It's awful.
Yeah. See,
it's meticulous. It takes forever. It's just like. And then what the heck is a paint dry washer?
I don't know what that is. I saw that
that
as well. That sounds amazing.
On the list.
Is there any paint dry washers hiring?
There's
I'm
no
looking for a job.
electronics.
No, just kidding.
No electronics allowed when you're a paint
It's all
dry
right. I can
washer.
watch. I can watch it. I get it in my head. I got it going on in my head.
Oh, no way. That day would not pass at all. That would be the longest.
Painting
days
is
ever.
not that bad. Like painting, I actually like painting. Like it all depends if it's interior or exterior. Like I painted with a crew, like Josh
do it all,
Trott,
bro,
like
if you're a painter.
Keith Brown. Like we had like a R.I.P. Keith. Like we had a fucking cool crew. And who's that dude Mac who used to date your sister, the fucking Mac kid?
Yeah.
Like I painted with all those guys. It was a great time. I had a good time. But like when I was painting with my buddy Dave, like they had a great company, but dude, they were like painting like exterior, and there was this guy on a fucking ladder on another ladder, and I'm like sitting there with like my back against the wall, like trying to like hand him this like vacuum, like I'm like shaking. He's like, "Yo," fucking doing like ballerina fucking pirouettes on the fucking ladder. I'm like, Jesus Christ! And then I called up Dave the next day, and I was like, "Yeah, man, I think I fucking hurt my ankle or something like that." And I gave some fucking excuse. Greg Hoey, master excuses. What up?
Shit. Yeah, I could do ladders, man.
That's like, yeah, exactly. That's like when I tried to do roofing when I was younger. Like, I'm terrified of heights.
Yeah.
I hate them. But not only that, like you have to carry up bundles of shingles all day. I mean, I was low on the totem pole. I got to carry full sheets of plywood up the extension ladder and be on the roof, and then like the wind's blowing, you're like the taking you away on the board. Like nah, and then carry up bundles of the shingles, man, those aren't light either. And then I remember like
It's a hard
the
job.
ladder started sliding on me once. I was like 3 stories up. The ladder started like sliding on me, and I was like, I thought it was gonna go down. I had to hop the ladder back up. Nah, heights suck. I don't like extension ladders. Do what I got to do. Sometimes I have to in my business now, but nah.
Plus that's that's crazy work too. Roofing's fucking tough. Like especially, I'm sure you like roofing in the summer, and it's fucking raging hot out there, and it's just
I hate sweating, so that sounds terrible.
You guys hiring? I'm looking for a job that doesn't make me sweat. I'm definitely not working for the CNC Music Factory. That's for sure.
That's too bad. I wouldn't mind to be a non-sweating backup dancer.
Hawk had said something about like talking to somebody in the complaint department, and that made me think of like, oh my god, dude, being in the complaint department, that must fucking suck. Like, imagine like all the shit you deal with,
Awful.
like just like
I mean, we already talked about this.
that's true. That's customer service, I guess.
It's a form of, but you gotta, basically just tell people to act like adults all day. All right, we're gonna sit down. I'm gonna mediate. Jan, you tell me what you're upset about. Donnie, you tell me what you're upset about, and then we'll find some common ground, and everything will be all right. That shit don't go away like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say more people would be like, "You fucking idiot! You know what I fucking paid for this? You know how much money I fucking spent at this store?" They're assholes. Customers suck. Fuck you.
What about being a guard at Buckingham Palace?
I think that'd be cool. I'd be fucking hilarious. I mean, it'd be a hard time to fucking keep my face straight if people are like, "Oi, you fucking idiot, isn't it?"
You have to stand around and look like an idiot all day. Those awful hats.
That is true.
Why is there no Buckingham Guard Palace Union? It's like, all right, look, our demands are small, but the hats gotta go.
Right?
Look, those hats are embarrassing. They have to stand there all day and like get made fun of.
That looks
Could
like a
we
teddy
have,
bear's penis.
Could we have like maybe a beanie or something like that, or maybe like a baseball hat, a soccer hat,
No, you're gonna get a giant UGG-sized beanie. It's gonna be a fur beanie. It's like the size of a Gears of War boot.
Right.
I can't even do new era hats because like ball caps because they
look like a square.
They look so ridiculously big on
square
my head.
head.
My normal sized head, I might add.
I think that's because they're only meant to like rest on the top of your head for maximum cool. Like, look, his hat's just sitting on his head. Like he doesn't care. He's so cool.
Wait,
yeah, but
did he leave the
I don't want to have a big forehead.
price tag on there? Cool. That's still on there?
You gotta,
Yeah.
You got your 4250
Yeah.
sticker on there, or
Yeah,
whatever they.
right?
whatever
Yeah.
fuck-
That's cool. That's cool. Hey, man. Can I have your sticker, dude? No way, man. That's what makes this hat cool, bro. I just stick a sticker on my
My
forehead.
4950 sticker, bro.
Oh shit.
It's golden
Pet
black.
peeves, straight brims and crooked hats. What's up? I'm bringing it back. Edit that into the other episode. And re-release it, remastered.
Another job, kind of like similar to customer service. Like some days I think it'd be cool, but some other days like you get awful people. Like being a taxi driver
Been there, done that.
or Uber, or, like some days you probably get cool conversations, or you get to watch like people bang in your back seat. But then you get like drunken assholes like me one night. I think I was with Lionel and Ryan, and we were coming back from Middletown. We were bar hopping. We caught a taxi to go back to my house, and I was just so brutal to this taxi driver that he just kicked us all out.
Oh man.
I don't even remember it. I was wearing my blackout jeans that day, but that must have been obnoxious because he dropped us off on the side of the road, and we walked like half a mile down to the diner and got some.
It was a win-win.
I think we got another taxi. I calmed him down.
Okay.
Calm them down with some home fries and some bacon. Yeah, I've driven everything. I've driven bodies. I've driven food. I've driven body parts and all that stuff. And
Sounds
ice cream.
weird.
I was an
Are
ice
you,
cream
like,
truck driver as well.
I remember that. Nerds ropes all day, baby.
No, I worked for like a pathology company. I drove like blood and organs and shit. And then I worked for a taxi company. But it was during the day, so I didn't really deal with drunk people. I used to take like train conductors to the Dover train all the time. It was pretty lame. I couldn't listen to anything I wanted to. I'd rather be an Uber driver and be like, oh yeah, fuck you. We're listening to You Gonna Eat This Crust podcast now.
Right? They do just play their own shit. They
Yeah.
don't give a fuck.
It's their fucking car.
You can be like, yo, this music, can I change this or not? Nah, dog.
Yo, this is Limp Bizkit. Break things. Turn it up.
Not that I've ever tried to tell the Uber driver to change his music. At least
Yes, if you were drunk, maybe like, what the fuck is this?
like, yo, you really playing Bob right now?
Oh shit, that's G though. You can't make him change that. What about an odor tester?
A what?
Yeah,
Odor
like an
tester?
odor tester. Like
Oh.
you
Yeah, but I feel like those people are looking for that job.
again, like it's like these weird. It's this weird
I
kink
smell
world.
other people's farts, and I'm like, I search around. There's crop dusters, and I follow them.
I'd like to,
No, but-
I had this babysitter when I was a kid, like, for lack of a better term, very homely people. And they had this specific odor that I could still pick up on people from time to time. Like, and I was like, is that what it smells like? So maybe I'll become an odor tester just so I can find out the origin of that stink.
Ugh.
Also, I knew this.
I'm curious.
Also, I went to school with this kid who smelled like boiling macaroni every day. What's up with that?
like before or after the cheese?
Before the cheese.
Yeah, that sucks because he's probably like poor or something like that, and that's just sad.
Well,
So he's probably got a skin condition.
Yeah, and then people
made me
fun
feel
of
bad
him
about
and-
the kid from middle school.
Yeah.
Now, he told me he had a VR headset before VR headsets were even a thing.
Cool.
He's got psoriasis and macaronitis. Dude, actually, today at work, we're currently like on a job where there's this, they're converting this old tennis center into a music venue, which would be nice. I can't wait to go see a live show again after fuck COVID. But anyways, so they were converting this place into a music venue. And today, I was just sitting there. I was actually putting in an order. I was on my laptop putting in an order to pick up tomorrow for some materials. And there's a dude cleaning the bathrooms, and the guy who's running the show is standing around. He's a funny dude. They're making jokes. And the dude cleaning the bathroom comes out with the mop, and I guess he started cleaning the countertop with the mop. And the dude calls him out. He's like, did you just clean that countertop with the mop you were just cleaning the shit out of the bathrooms with? And he's like, well, I rinsed it off.
Oh.
He's like, you rinsed it. He's like, I can't work with anybody with half a brain. He's like, you got to disinfect that now.
Poor guy.
That's
I mean, I did feel bad for him, but seriously, dude, that is so dumb and disgusting.
yeah. It's
That's why I'm always worried about eating out or anything. Like, who knows what people do? They just don't care.
Oh yeah, it is worrisome.
people are gross by nature. I feel like
Oh, for sure.
all of us, myself included. Like everybody does gross shit. Some people just carry it over into their professional lives.
Oh, we all do things that would gross somebody else out.
Yeah,
There,
everybody's gross. Everybody's fucked up.
I could watch somebody else do something that I do, and I'm grossed out by them doing it. It's gross that you do that, dude. It's not gross when I do it.
Makes sense.
So I had like two jobs at this one time, a football job, and I was working at the Rochester Country Club, cutting lawns at the golf course. And for the football job, we weren't like getting actual money. It was just like paying for like bus trips and like equipment and stuff because we were traveling to like Hyannis. Yeah, so it was a couple hour drive or whatever. And with a starting running back had a wedding to go to. I was better than him anyway, truth be told. So he's gone. I get to start the game, and we're 0-3, by the way. Our team's fucking horrible. And Hugo Bolin, our old fucking Spalding football coach, is our coach right now. And the dude is fucking sweet. So I'm carrying the team. I'm killing. I almost run for 100 yards, but we end up losing. And I had this memory with this dick like burned in my brain, like of this guy when like Hugo Bolin like started like quitting on us because he's like leaving, and like we're all like, fuck you, like you fucking quitting on us, piece of shit, you know. And this guy's like, fuck Hugo Bolin, he's fucking greatest coach ever, man. He's like crying, and his fucking dick just like hanging out, and I'm like still like thinking of it, like I had this dick burned in my brain. I don't want it. You can have it, but it's there. Like in my mind still. I see this guy right now.
Emotionally attached he was to that coach that he doesn't even putting his dick away.
And let me say that I wasn't the one like be like, fuck you. I was probably like, I just ran for 100 yards. We fucking lost.
I mean, I wouldn't be like, fuck you. I'd be like, put your dick away, bro.
Yeah, I was like, hey, put your fucking dick away, all right?
Put your dick away. We can talk about this all civilized like.
But so that night, like we go fucking hit it. I have to work at like 6 a.m, right, at Rochester Country Club to cut fucking grass. And I'm working there with Josh, and I'm working there with Shane. And we fucking party so hard at the places across from the Rochester Country Club. Those like apartments, like those big apartments to the right, like across the street. And dude, I got so drunk and like I blacked out, and I came to like knocking on some old lady's door. Like, I was like, please, let me in. I'm so cold. And this lady's like, I'm going to call the cops. Like, leave. Like, I woke up to this, and I'm like, I'm not going to hurt you, please. Like, I'm just so cold. Let me in. And then, like, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, this was, like, right by that old store we were talking about. And I fucking, like, run home, and it's, like, 5, 6 in the morning, whatever. Maybe I'd be at work at 6.
The house, and you're trying to go in a strange.
Oh, dude. I was blacked out drunk, dude. I was out of control. And my mom was like in the kitchen, and I was like a fucking asshole. I was like, oh, baby. I was fucking drunk. So I went upstairs, and I remember Josh Eldridge like waking me up the next day, and I was like, oh shit, it's time for work. He's like, dude, it's fucking 3 o'clock in the fucking afternoon, man. He's like, you fucking slept right through work.
He's just getting off his shift.
Yeah, he was getting off, and he came to my house because like they were calling me, and of course I think this was before cell phones. You know, this is back when I was sweet. I get it together now, though, so don't worry about it, everyone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for everybody's favorite segment.
What's in the news?
All right, we got our boy Seamus coming at you with that hard-hitting news today. Seamus, what's in the news?
Yeah, I got a few little news stories, quick ones. I'm not really going to read them. I'm just going to highlight over them. I thought they were a little amusing. So, one in California, a man was arrested and accused of hiding in a restricted area of Chicago O'Hara's International Airport for 3 months. The man told police that COVID-19 had rendered him too scared to travel home to California, so he hid in the airport, surviving on food provided by strangers. So he basically was a panhandler for 3 months, hiding out in an airport because he was afraid to go home.
That place sucks too. Have you ever been there, Seamus?
I hate O'Hare.
Yeah,
They don't
O'Hare
even
sucks.
have enough charging stations.
Yeah, I got stuck there at a layover for like 3 to 4 hours. It fucking blew.
O'Hare's awful. They were doing work on it last time. I mean, they might be nicer now. They were under a lot of renovations, but being in an airport for a day sucks.
Yeah.
3 months.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Guy's
well,
clearly crazy.
especially if he's just living off the food of strangers. Like, he must be walking up to people and be like, "Hey, you gonna eat that crust?" Oh shit!
Hey, he said the name.
I can imagine that's been uttered before.
Hope he doesn't fucking ask me, because I'd be like, "Fucking yeah, I am gonna eat that crust. That's the best part of the fucking pizza. Get out of
But
here."
I wonder if he was like stealing baggage sometimes, like grabbing snacks and
Like the monkey from Aladdin.
who knows. He did steal like a badge. He had like an official airport security badge that got him around. So he
Excuse me,
swiped
sir.
that.
Sir, I'll have to take those snacks from you. He just uses badge for snacks.
A matter of-
That's how he ate.
Matter of national security, sir.
Every morning came in like, "I'm gonna get that coffee. Give me that medium coffee. Thank you."
He probably got in with like a couple nice stewardesses and like, "Yo, can you get me some of them peanuts? Some of the peanuts that come on the plane. Give me some of those snack sizes." Oh, you got those fig bars? I like those too.
We're talking Fig Newtons.
Nah, they're those. The ones that are on the planes now, they're the blueberry ones. They're good.
Oh, you mean like
Honestly, I gotta say the airport food's dope right now.
like on the plane?
No.
In the airport?
In the airport, they have like everything. Like it's like a
Right.
fucking giant shopping mall. But unfortunately, I mean, you don't have the money to like. I'm sure it's way more expensive than like a Chick-fil-A in the airport's going to be like more
Oh, yeah.
expensive than a regular
Airport-
Chick-fil-A.
Restaurants are generally more expensive. Yeah,
not for that guy.
eating on the plane. Nah, that's where I enact my liquid diet.
For 3 months. For 3 months, he just drank straight.
He wasn't on a plane. He was just in the airport.
He's dead.
Can I borrow your charging cord? And you have a couple bucks. And hey, you're gonna eat that crust.
Hey.
All right, so another one. It's Guinness World Records. This man catches 67 pieces of caramel corn in his mouth for Guinness Records.
At once?
And that sounds awful.
Caramel corn or candy corn?
I think I'd rather have 67 penises in my mouth than candy corn.
It's candy corn.
So you said candy corn, you said caramel corn or candy corn?
Isn't it the same?
No. Caramel corn, I think of like caramel popcorn maybe, but candy corn. I mean, they probably have caramel candy corn, but
Let me look at it. Hold on, there's a video. I did watch this.
it's probably candy corn, which
It
I'm
is
into.
caramel corn. I'm sorry, what is that? Like that's like Cracker Jacks, right?
Yeah, it's like pop. That's
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd definitely rather have Cracker Jacks than penis.
but not over candy corn though.
But I'm not a big Cracker Jack fan. Like, I'll go to the ball game, but I would rather have a Fenway Frank
I bet you would.
or a $9 beer or
Hey.
two, double fisted, go to my seat.
Double fisted.
But anyways, he's just like, he's got his buddy. He brings his buddy over, and he's the one. He's got a tray set up, and his buddy's ambidextrous, so he had to bring in the best, somebody who could throw him at the speed he needs. He did 67 pieces of caramel corn in a minute.
Whoa.
Wow.
So that's more than one a second.
That's pretty impressive.
So this guy's throwing them like back to back.
So that
like,
guy's the real hero of
within
this story.
milliseconds. milliseconds, right? So this guy's just like catching, he's like, oh, and he's spitting them out. He's like, oh, he's not even eating.
He's not even eating them.
No, he's just spitting them out real quick, and he's just doing it in his foyer, in his house. He's just in right before the front door, but he's also got like a 2 or 3 year old kid who's just watching him. He's just going and picking them up and like eating them himself off the ground. Like he's trying to throw him. He's like, Dad, and he's just ignoring because he's obviously doing a record breaking thing right now.
He's baby birding it.
Yeah. So I guess he was putting some of them. I was watching a video. He was putting some of them back on the tray too.
Fucking.
But anyways, congrats to you, dude. That is quite a record.
For real.
And then we got another dude, another California man, who sits in bean dip for 24 hours to promote California restaurant. So basically, he didn't even work there. It was just like one of his favorite restaurants. And he's like, I'm going to sit in this bean dip and bring in a crowd, I guess.
Was it a swimming pool of bean dip?
Yeah, I think it was just one of those little cheap inflatable things.
Fuck.
And they filled up a bean dip. And what did they do with the bean dip after? Like, how did they get it out of there?
He's like, I eat it.
They pulled in a porta potty cleaner to vacuum it all up.
That was probably his payment to eat that fucking bean dip.
I more picture him dragging
imagine
him dragging the kiddie pool full of bean dip home after.
I get to keep the bean dip and the pool. I'll do it.
I was going to say, no, it would just need to be censored.
Yeah.
All right.
That's gross. I wouldn't be able to do it.
I don't know if there's enough soap to take care of all that bean dip afterwards anyway. You're getting beans in some weird places. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that concludes another episode of You Gonna Eat That Podcast. You Gonna Eat That Podcast. That's the second week in a row I messed it up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to You Gonna Eat That Crust Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Wilson, signing out. Everybody, say goodnight to Greg and Shane.
Later.
And
have a nice night. Follow us on Instagram. You can eat that crust. Send us an email at youcaneatthatcrust@gmail.com or gonnaeatthatcrust@gmail.com if you want to send us any questions. You want to send us any would you rathers, and like us on Facebook and subscribe to us on YouTube. Thanks for the support.
This ends our podcast.
He's got psoriasis and macaronitis.
Like I was like, please, let me in. I'm so cold.
He had to give his parents 2 week notice. He was getting off the couch.